So hi everyone, let's start defeating Google and the company that are ranking there, being higher than #1. Just for an instance, this is me. I'm one of the corporate speakers of the company. Actually, when I started working for SEMrush, it was 8 years ago. We were a proper startup with the need to survive in this evolving market. We were like 17 people in the company. Right now, we're about 800. We have 6 offices. We are based in Boston. We have offices in Philadelphia, in Prague, in Cyprus, St. Petersburg. We have more than 800 employees, and we have more than 4 million users worldwide. So maybe you have heard about SEMrush. These are some media quotes that we have in different places. And of course, we have a really deep knowledge about what companies are doing with their marketing strategies. Why? Because we are helping them to analyze and to make more efficient the way they are working. So, just doing that, we know what you are doing if you're an agency as well. Yes, we know your pain, Jim. Why? Because it's so difficult. We need to do so many things, and we don't have time for doing that. And as you can see here, there are many, many agencies. You see the red circle over there. There are a lot of companies that they are delivering some kind of results. They are really bad results. Some of them, the blue circle, they are just presenting some kind of good results. But in the green green circle, most of the agencies, they are delivering great results. And I'm going to show you why they are delivering great results. Because SERP's results has changed a lot. Let's see how they have changed. In the past 10 years, or it's going to be like 10 years now, you can see the first page of Google was kind of not very attractive, but that's what we had. Right now, it's more user-centric. It's very clean. We have different SERP features. We have different ads over there. We have different kind of experience. So their first page of Google has changed a lot. And that's how people are searching today. So in 2019, we have a different complete view of the first page of Google. Why? Because the position 1, the organic #1, is not even there. Oh, it's right there at the bottom. So here you can see the search query top business metrics, right? And you can see a beautiful box over there that is called Feature Snippet, which is the biggest one. You can see the list of the KPIs for business. And at the next point, you can see the answered, the people also ask box, and that's it. There's no #1. So you need to be there in the Feature Snippet. Another kind of search query. So this is for Danish language in Denmark. You can see there how it is possible to drink tap water in Denmark. Of course, there they say, yes, it's possible to drink tap water in Denmark. Actually, when I arrived to Dubai a couple of days ago, actually yesterday, I always do the same search query. It is possible to drink tap water in Dubai, in the Emirates? Okay, Google say, yes, it is possible. And you know what? The funny part, they say, be aware of bottled water. That's very strange, right? So the information that is there needs to be really optimized by the user intent. My intent was, can I drink tap water? Google say, yes. Okay. But when I did that search query in Arabic, I didn't find any answer. So in English, you have the feature snippet. In Arabic, it's not there. Let's see why. Okay. How to optimize your content to be #1, better than #1. So that's why we at SEMrush, we have analyzed 6.9 million feature snippets from the toppest of websites on the industry and 80 million keywords that are activating those feature snippets, just to understand how they are structured, right? And we found out that the reason for doing this is because of the future of search. Why? Why this is important? First of all, it's going to attract more traffic to your website. Why? because most of the companies, they are focused only attracting people, but the quality of the people is just not there. When you're transforming the content of your company, you're going to have more traffic, more interesting traffic, more quality traffic, and you also will have an increased CTR. People are going to click on your result. I'm going to show you how companies are going to do that, and of course, they're going to bring more revenue to your website through the marketing funnels. And okay, this is all good, but this is what every single expert on the last 10 years was talking about, right? The most important thing today is this. This is the basis, this is the foundation of voice search. Feature snippets are really tight connected to voice search, and that's something that companies are not talking about. So let's say we did another research based on voice search, and this is something that is kind of difficult to do. I'm going to show you why. So we experiment with 20,000 search queries by voice, transactional and informational, and we analyze three devices, three voice search devices, and of course, we try to analyze 8 ranking factors to analyze how they are working there. So you may ask, which are the devices? Google Home Mini, and Android, any Android device. And you may say, okay, Fernando, but there are so many assistants, right? Yes, there are different kind of digital assistants. But the problem with the assistant, for us, as a data provider company, is the source of information. And of course, if we are talking about Google assistants, the main source of the data is Google, right? If we're talking about Alexa, we can see that the main source of their search results is Bing. Question for you, how many of you are using Bing? Nobody, right? So in every single country, it's like 1 person from 100 or 2 persons from 1,000, right? But they are there, they have good results, yes. Second, third search assistant, voice assistant, Cortana. Their main source of data is, of course, Bing. Good, Apple. Apple, with Siri, we can say that the main source of data for Siri is 30% Bing, 15% Google, and the rest, nobody knows where the data came from. So that's why we use only Google Search Assistant for this research. And okay, this is how this research can look like for anybody. A computer talking to another computer, and that's 20,000 search query. The results can be completed in a week, right? Wrong. That's not the way of doing it. Why? Because it's difficult for 2 computers to understand each other. And we did that, and we failed. That's why we hired 1 person, and we put it in this box, and he was just reading the 20,000 search query for 3 months. And after that, he left the company, but we have the results, right? And the results are really impressive. So these are the results. 80% of the answers are top 3 organic. So the top 3 organic results, and I'm mostly talking about search features, are the ones who are mentioned on the voice search results. For Android devices, that's 72%, still really high, a really high number. But let's decompose those numbers. So as you can see here, 70% of all search results are coming for search features, Google results, Google products, right? And 60% of them, let me repeat this, 60% of them are coming from feature snippets. 11.5% are coming for people also ask results. So we have 80% over there. So most of them are coming from feature snippets. That's why earning a feature snippet for your business, for your search results, are so important. Not only for today, but only for the next year and for the next year, the 2 years to come. That's how the voice search evolution will come in the next couple of years. So you can see there the even more results about answering a search feature, feature snippet, people also ask, and video containing also the voice search result. So for any kind of search feature, you will have a voice search result. that's fantastic. Let me show you how it works. So we have the search query, for example, how many airports in USA. The assistant will mention the brand of the URL, or the name of the URL, for example, here, according, just quoting the assistant, according to Quora and all the reply. So the branding of the service will not be lost. The assistant will remind where is the source, which is perfect for any branding, right? Let's see another one. It is healthy to eat squash. On the website, quoting the assistant, thedailymeal.com, again, the assistant is reminding you where is that data coming from. So for branding, that's a perfect choice. And if you can see here, this information from the search assistant, from the Google Assistant, is not coming from the feature snippet, but from there, from the people also ask box. How you can be there? Let's talk about that. So let's understand first feature snippet, how they are classified. During our research, we found out that there are 3 types of feature snippets. First one is the paragraph feature snippet, which is the most common one, is a paragraph like there. As you can see here in my search query, can I drink tap water, for example, in Wrocław? That's a small city in Poland, and you can see there, do not drink straight from the tap, right? Okay, that's information. Nobody wants to go to the government page and click on the menus, the water resistant approval, read the certificates. People really want the information on the go, like here. That's why feature snippets work so great. So the paragraph feature snippet. Second is the list feature snippet. And this is one of the most interesting ones. Why? Because you can put so much information over there, and it's really visible, as you can see. It's a list. It can be ordered with numbers or unordered with bullet points. And the last one is the table feature snippet. So this is the biggest feature snippet that we have there. So much information. So, for example, this is the search query, World Series MVPs. And you can see the name, the year, the name of the stars, and of course the image. It's beautiful, right? So much information. So how you can be there? Let's analyze the keywords that are activating those feature snippets. So just for an instance, we found out that the most relevant group of keywords are not only questions, but we have several other ones. Actually, we have 3. Questions is the largest group. Any single question that you ask about something, being informational, transactional, for example, how to open a bank account, how to receive a credit, how to repay or afford a mortgage. Whatever question it is, you have a feature snippet. For preposition feature snippet, so no questions here, only prepositions. In any single language, you have preposition. I believe in Arabic you also have prepositions. In English, in Spanish, Italian, you have prepositions. Why? Because when you're doing a search with a preposition, you are already informed about something, but you want to know the details. So that's why you are using prepositions there. And the last one is the most important one for any business, is the comparison keywords. The comparison keywords when you're aimed to do a transactional search. So let's try to analyze them. Question feature snippets. So for the question feature snippets, we have analyzed 2 groups. The first group, as you see on the left, is the how group. So how to something is the largest group that we have in questions. And the interesting point here is the how group activate mostly the list feature snippet and the paragraph. The rest of the question, why, when, etc., they are activating mostly the paragraph feature snippet. So when you're asking Google, and most of the people are asking how to open a bank account, how to make pasta, how to tie a tie, right? You will receive a feature snippet with a list. So companies can use that. How to buy from Amazon, how to open, how to delete, how to everything. That's the only question that is delivering, as you can see here, a list feature snippet. The rest, they are mostly just activating the paragraph feature snippet. So, as you can see here, 41% by today of the questions, all the questions that are made on the internet, okay, this number is growing every single year. I'm going to show you this with more data a little bit later. The second one, the second group is the preposition feature snippet. So no more questions here, only prepositions. What type of prepositions? Let's see. For example, for, like, to, with, without, all those prepositions are activating also feature snippets. And as you can see here, most of them are paragraph and list. So if you are searching for something like iPhone without or with 2 SIM cards that are you can find them as well, or an apartment with garage, house with garden, right? Any single product or service, just based on the details of the search, using prepositions, they can bring also feature snippets. Oh, you can see here, iPhone without SIM card. You see there, the first search result is the Google My Business, the Google Shopping comparison, and the second one is the paragraph feature snippet with an image. And it's telling you, okay, there's a way to find out iPhone without SIM card if you don't want to have a contract with the company, for example. And the last one, comparison feature snippets. The comparison feature snippets, the comparison keywords that are activating feature snippets are these ones. For example, compare, pricing, price, comparing, and so on. This kind of keywords activate the table, actually only one of these keywords, let me show you. Price is activating mostly the table feature snippet. So you can put on a table 2 different products and show to your audience. Let me show you an example. As you can see here, if you want to buy a ring, right, for making a proposal, Princess Cut versus Wrong Cut, that's a diamond, and that's a really expensive diamond. How you know that? You can see here, $70,000, $75,000, $10,000, $3,000, and so on. So you may say, which one is the best one, right? You want to ask Google which one, the Princess Cut or the Round Cut. And here you can see different prices from Google Shopping and a paragraph text that is telling you, okay, you should choose this one because this is the best one. Unfortunately, the Princess Cut is really good, so Princess Cut is the less expensive. So good for the people who were searching this. So you can put 2 products there and make the paragraph the list or the table snippet. So how you can format the content that you have today to earn feature snippets. Let's start with the research results. So to earn a paragraph feature snippet, the amount of words that you need to put in a text, as you can see here, is the average of 46 words or the average of 272 characters to be there. No more, no less. We found out a little bit more, but as you can see, for example, in this search query, how many companies in Canada, right? As at the beginning, actually, for the last 3 years, the number 1 was the Chamber of Commerce of Canada. 2 years ago was Wikipedia. And this year, surprise, is Salesforce. I believe you know Salesforce, the leader of CRMs in the world. How many companies in Canada? Salesforce number 1. Why? Because they have the format. They are ranking organically in the 4th place, but in fact, they are in the 0 position because they have the right format, 43 words long on that result. So create paragraph with about 40 or 60 word range, be succinct, very specific about what you want to say, and don't put a lot of text after a header. We found out also that the structure, the hierarchy of the content needs to be really specific. 22 headers and subheaders. So you have the hierarchy for an answer and frequently answered questions, like for example, question 1, question 2, question 3, H1, H2, H3, till 22 headers and subheaders. So this is a perfect place for answering your users' needs, your users' problems, your users' questions. And if we're talking about security, 83% of the results that we research are already HTTPS. The rest are in process of migration, but this is something that you really need to have. In 2019 or even in 2020, HTTPS is a really, really great factor. And of course, how the level of readingness, how easy for people to understand the content in the algorithm of FlashKingKite needs to be 83%. We found out that it's 83%. That means that an average kid, 12 years old kid, needs to understand this type of text. So the level of language needs to be really easy and friendly for this type of results. Also, the average number of images, 12 images per post. I saw in many cases, SEO experts or even professionals in agencies that are telling to their copywriters or their bloggers, put 3 images on that post, or put 2 images. For this type of post, for this type of content, the average number is 12. Better if it's more. But something really more interesting about that is that we found out that if you don't use alt text on those images, your search result, your images, is not going to be appearing in the search result. So that's why you need to use alt text. And you may ask, okay, but Google, they can recognize, of course, the content that is in an image. Yes, but still, remember, Google is still a robot. You need to write the text, what is in that image, using alt text as 10 years ago. And of course, the number of links that are pointing to that piece of content is on average 33 external links. So that's something that you also need to work. For example, if your text is about 2,000 words, the average number of links needs to be 1 per 150 words. 150 words, link. 150 words, link. And of course, you need to point really relevant for your whole context. The list snippet. So for the list snippet, there's here one interesting trick. You can put more than 8 items over there. We found out that you can put from 4 items till 8 or more items. But if you use more than 8 items on the list, I mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you can earn this bottom that is called the close bottom, or the, for example, more items bottom, see more text, watch more, for example, and you can see there that you will have that click from your users. I saw this type of content, for example, best travel blogs in Emirates, right? And you see there, number 1, number 2, number 3. Okay, you already give me the number 1 and number 2 and number 3. I don't want the rest of them. But if you do it otherwise, top 10 travel bloggers in Emirates, you can see there number 10, number 9, number 7, number 6. Okay, where is the number 1? I want to see number 1. Click on that result. So you can just change the number just a little bit, and you will have that result, just for an idea. And of course, for the table snippets, you can do the same thing. You can put more rows or more lines over there, and you will have that bottom that says, see more information. Create tables bigger than you can, Google can show, so they will truncate just that result. Okay, so for the information about the parameters of the size of the image, Google was telling us in their blog that you need to use the landscape, 4:3. But we experimented with several sizes, as you can see in the left side. There are so many of them. And the right one that we found out is 600 wide to 425 high. So that's the right size for the image. The other different type of sizes, they're not going to be shown on a feature snippet. So for everything, all of this you can have here. You can just give this list to your copywriter, to your blog editor, to your content creator, and say, okay, let's work on our results, and let's get paragraph feature snippet, list feature snippet, table feature snippet. This is the amount of words that you need to use. This is the amount of text that you need to add, and this is the right size for the image for getting a feature snippet. So this is the list that you can pass to them. Actually, we have a group of people working on our blog with this list, and we want to have, for different search queries, a feature snippet. Right now, we are about 200 feature snippets. Companies like Booking.com, for example, they have, for today, about 1,000 feature snippets. How to rent a house. It's better to rent a villa or to rent an apartment in Rome, for example. Okay, so what is a PAA? PAA is not a feature snippet. Feature snippet is right on the top, right, the position 0. But people also ask, it's a little bit down. Also, it's not a related search. Most of the pages, they have their related searches at the bottom of the page. And as you can see here, people also ask, are other questions related to your main search query, related to your questions. So as you can see on the result in the example, I'm asking here, why the sea is salty? I have the beautiful feature snippet, but maybe, and Google is using this technology, this algorithm that says why the seawater is salty and the river water is not. So that's the next logical question that I can ask. So that's maybe it's going to be my second question to Google, right? But Google is putting that over there. So in the percentage, for example, this is just an average number in the Netherlands, right? We found out 1 million search queries, 1 million keywords, and we found out that people are using, for their only 8% of questions. The technology of people also ask, the format of the people also ask. For example, here you can see that most of the search queries, and I'm using this example because people who are speaking in Dutch, there are not so many, right? As English-speaking people, as Arabic-speaking, Spanish-speaking people. But here, most of the search queries are really low number by volume. That means nobody's using this technology. I mean, nobody because of the volume. We are not touching the highest volume keywords here. And of course, let's see the anatomy. The anatomy, for example, for the people also asked result is pretty much the same as a feature snippet. So this is like a bonus. If you are formatting your content for a feature snippet, you may have the same with a people also ask result. Why? Because they have the paragraph feature snippet, the list, the paragraph people also ask, the list people also ask, and the table is pretty much the same. So you can see here, for example, we have another tool that is called SEMrush Sensor. Actually, it's more a report. It's an informational document that we have online that is telling you which part of the search are changing. And the people also ask is changing a lot in every single country. The situation of that is that also in Arabic-speaking countries, that search result is changing. Why? Because Google is changing overall. And of course, you can see here the presence of people also ask on the search results. It's not only coming with a feature snippet. It's coming with any other type of result, as you can see here, with images, it's coming with the carousel, it's coming with finances. Sorry, these are the industries. With the sports, is in any single industry. And if you can see, for example, the results, they're also coming really, really good on mobile devices. Actually, there are more people also ask results on mobile devices because they are really interesting and really easy to read. You may forget this. If you want to earn a feature snippet, I'm repeating you can also earn a people also ask result. This is the presence on search features. You can see there, feature snippet, people also ask result, instant answer, carousel, you can see there images, maps, and in mobile devices as well. Feature snippets, of course, are the main results that we are receiving today on search results, but people also ask is also over there. As you can see, you have the feature snippet, people also ask. You have the images, people also ask. For every single Google product, you have already a people also ask result. And that's the interesting thing. Why? Because to get a people also ask result, you don't need to have any rankings at all. We match that. Okay, where Google is taking the results for people also ask, we can see they are taking from everywhere. They are taking for the 10th, the 20th, the 25th, the 100th page of their results. So you only need to do is have the appropriate format for getting a people also ask result. As you can see, suddenly Google is giving opportunities to everyone. That's for the people also ask result. For feature snippet, that's not the same story. You need to be at least at the top 5 of the results. This for mobile devices, again, you can create a paragraph feature snippet, a paragraph type format for feature snippet, and you can get tonight, tomorrow, a people also ask result. So how to benefit? The last 5 points. First, you need to identify the right keywords. The right keywords, of course, questions, prepositions, and comparison keywords. How you can learn about them? Well, you can use tools like, for example, Keyword Magic tool. You can find what people are questioning, what people are asking about your products or services, and you can have the list. Maybe you already know, but you can use what people are actually asking for the whole industry, right? Or you can have, for example, the knowledge about how many of you already have feature snippet. I was in India at the beginning of this year, in Delhi, in a conference, and I was asking to the participants, how many of you, all website owners, how many of you have feature snippets? Nobody. Okay, can you please give me your website? Okay, I just pointed his website. Oh, you know, you have 500 feature snippets. I didn't know that. Of course, Google is not going to send you a WhatsApp message or email. Congratulations, you have a feature snippet. You need to go to a tool and check it for yourself. Why? Because if you don't check that, your competitors may check that, and they can steal that from you. That's why you need to use tools in order to do that. And of course, in order to rank, you need to be at least at the top 5. So if you have questions already, question keywords already in the top 5, tomorrow you can change that, reformat the content, and you can earn a feature snippet. Second, format your content for feature snippet. So don't be afraid of this. If you have a blog post resolving people's questions or using different kind of transactional information, you can transform it to bullet points for a list. You need to have lists. If you have pieces of content in your website without list, you are losing your time. Why? Because check a look at this result. How to change a tire, right? But you can see there, we have like different images, a tire from what? A bicycle, a car, a truck, where? And you have different type of feature snippet in one result. So that's kind of the future of feature snippet. You don't want to have several results. You will have one result, but the most specific one for your results. What happened with the rest of the results? They are somewhere over there because we have images and videos and so on, and you have the first result as a feature snippet with different sources. Third, turn your authoritative pages, the most popular one that you have, into feature snippet hubs. What is a hub? A hub is a place where are many items that are relating to that, to something in common. For example, this is a hub of digital marketers. We have what in common? The hunger for knowledge in digital marketing, right? The same for your pages. For example, you can upgrade with the list that I gave you at the beginning for formatting your content into paragraph or into table, into list. You can use that, reformat the content that you have, and use the fourth point that I have here that is called the hub and spoke model. What is this? You have one piece of content that is meant to be created, formatted for feature snippets, right? And the rest of your marketing strategies, you have email marketing, you have your ads, you have your landing pages, you have your podcast, you have your webinar, you have your blogs, you have everything that's going to work mentioning that page to give them more authority. That's how you can interlink those pages that are working really good for you. This is the model. Every single piece of content working as a different project, as a single project, just for acquiring feature snippets. And the last one, the most difficult one, is amplifying for social signals. Why this is the most difficult one? Because this is the challenging. Of course, we're formatting all that content for Google because that's the format that he wants from us, and this one is, of course, for the people. If there's not social activity, that means that it's not relevant. That's why blogging and PR outreach is so important here. If you can get links from those kind of sites, actually, do we have some journalists here? Any journalists? Okay, I want to be your friend. Yes? No, nobody? You need to have those in order to be more close to their search results. So media links are really, really great. But you can also acquire different feature snippets just to understand it, then just to have more information about what's happening in your industry, right? As you can see here. Or you can do it just manually. Or you can go, for example, to different tools like the topic research tool that we launched a couple of years ago. And here you can have all the questions by topic. For example, you want to write about digital marketing. People are maybe not talking about digital marketing. Maybe they are talking about Google Analytics. They are talking about social media, paid ads. You will find that here and all the questions related to that topic. After that, you can go and write content about it and earn those feature snippets. So my last takeaways for this presentation: don't be afraid of formatting, of changing your existing content. If you have keywords in the first, second, third, to the fifth position, you can write higher, acquiring a feature snippet. If you are using presentations like this one, for example, you can just put it online, sites like SlideShare, for example, and you can just connect that with your feature snippet project page. And of course, when you are using evergreen content, if you have it, that's the way you need to start. Evergreen content, a lot of keywords, that's how you can earn more feature snippets. And thank you very much. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Or you can connect me right there, or if you are using LinkedIn, I'm also available. This presentation was a challenge because I had 30 minutes and 100 slides. So, no questions? Last chance. Yeah, I know, I knew it. Yeah, go for it.
How can we get this presentation?
Say again, please.
How can we get this presentation here?
Oh,
Are you
that's
able
good.
to forward it?
Because you need it. Yes, I believe the organizers are going to give you all the presentations at the end, or you can just email me, Fernando, I hate your presentation, please send it to me.
Thank you.
Thank you. And of course, yeah.
I have a question. How do we edit schemas? Like developers can do it, or SEO team can give it to developers, or it's just HTML, CMS? Because I have never done it on my websites.
Yeah. Actually, that's a brilliant question. When you're using a schema or microformats to your search results, that's something that Google understands really well in different languages. Actually, I was talking with a colleague from Norway. I believe you're here. In countries like Norway, Norwegian is so difficult to understand for Google. They don't understand Norwegian, right? Arabic, I don't know Arabic, so I don't know if Google understands very well the language, but I believe they don't. So with the schema, you're just saying, this is my business page, this is my address, this is my location. You are giving really hints, really good points to Google to understand your content. So you need to use there. For building, for acquiring, for formatting feature snippets, a lot of experts, they ask to John Mueller in different sessions, do we need to have a schema? Do we need to have microformatting in our results? He said, no. We also part of our search results, our research was that only 16%, 15–60% of all feature snippets, they have schema. So that's not a big part. So for having a feature snippet, it's not that important to have a schema in your search results. It is important overall, because that's a high quality kind of result, but for acquiring feature snippet, it's not. How you can do it? You need to use a developer code to add that to the result, but you need to be a developer at least.
So do we write schema within the tags when we use header tag or when we use title tag? Like, do we write for each and every part of the website, or only once on each and every page?
In every page.
In every page?
Yeah.
Once?
Yeah.
Okay. That is enough for Google. Like if there is some part of the information, here I'm saying some symptoms, and here some cure for something. So do I have to write the schema again?
Well, it depends on the kind of the schema. The most popular schema right now is the site links and the location schema, the telephone schema. So for doing that, you cannot put several fonts on your page. You will put just one, right?
Okay.
So it depends of the goal of that page. If you want to put, for example, something like speakable schema for voice search or something, that's going to be a little bit different, and you need to use more coding there.
Is there any website or apps for WordPress websites which we can install as a plugin and quickly generate schema for each and every page?
Oh, yes. For each and every place, there are a lot of material. The one that I use to learn more about that is growthhackingtools.io. You have different tools and also schema tutorials, how to use growthhackingtools.io. You can find all the information there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. This might be more relevant for agencies, but also I guess for if you have someone you're reporting to internally, like how to report on the success of this. For example, views and use of the PAAs, and like you were showing this one slide, they were clicking, browsing within the search result, and as an advertiser or a brand, you would want to know if you're getting views, right, in the 0 clicks. And as you mentioned, the voice features also would mention your brands. But you also want to know about that people actually see, interact, and hear about your brand in this 0 click. What kind of reporting tools and KPIs would you use for that?
Well, some of the companies, the biggest banks in the United States, I actually know about one of them because they were telling us how they're reporting. They're using just Google Analytics to see if people are just clicking on that result, and they are using SEMrush to see if they acquired those search results. Of course, you can see that also in Search Console. But the thing is, you will need to measure, to have a position tracking tool to analyze all the keywords that you have with feature snippet. Of course, we have that on SEMrush. You can put all your keywords, and you can measure how much people are coming just by integrating your Search Console and your Google Analytics there. The win factor here is to have that feature snippet. So for these banks that I was telling you, the key winning factor is how many feature snippets we acquired for different search terms. If the terms are really high volume, like 10,000 searches per month, so they're not the position 1, they're the position 0, so they are even more. They're not only winning clicks, they are also winning brand awareness, which is even more difficult to measure, right? So the first part for your question is the winning factor here is to have that feature snippet. I don't know a company that earns more, for example, than 50,000 feature snippets. That's a lot, right? I know companies that have, for example, Booking.com, they have 1,000 feature snippets. Why? That's something hard to have? It is not, but there is only one result per search query. If we are measuring the amount of questions that people have in different industries, there are many questions. All those questions, they're going to have only one result. So that's why they're not going to be as much as feature snippets as questions. That's for the second part of the question. The winning factor, have the feature snippet. Then you measure it with tracking tools. Thank you.
Oh, hi, Fernando. In terms of, it is not literally going to be on the feature snippet per se, but it's more in the likes of SERPs.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had an instance wherein, I'm sure you're aware of the knowledge panel as well.
Yeah.
So herein, is there something that determines as to how a knowledge panel shows up on the SERPs? And second, there are even instances that we've had a wrong picture with the wrong information showed on a particular person in the knowledge panel. Is there a way that we can also claim that? So this is my question.
Yeah. Actually, when the first time the knowledge panel went out, it was with so many errors, so many mistakes, especially with the images, right? The images, they were taken, I believe, well, the information was taken from Wiki, right? And all that information, you can have it in your Search Console. All those links are coming from your Search Console. You can claim that to Google. Actually, if you are a brand, that's going to be easy. If you are a public person, that's going to be even more easier. I have from my own, actually, I only have a featured snippet. I don't have a panel, so I never claim it by myself. But I know that you can do that from Search Console. I never did it, but from Search Console, you have already all that information there.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.